I'm going to take this 3-pound turkey breast, put a brown sugar rub on it, then smoke it. Huh. Must be November. That's this time on. Time to get the turkey out of its covering. I bought this frozen. For some reason I thought it'd be like a regular turkey, it'd take 3 days to thaw. Now it only took like a day and a half, so it's been thawed for a while. It's a 3-pound turkey, and it's obviously processed. I don't know if you can see that, it'll focus on that, but it says right there that this contains up to 20% of a solution of water and other things. What that means is we don't need to brine this. They've already brined it for us. But we are going to add the flavor. We are going to add flavor because you always want to add flavor. We're going to put a brown sugar rub on it. Then we're going to smoke it, put that extra layer of flavor on the top of it. But got to get it out of the covering right now. I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm going to move it over the sink. Gotta be careful cutting open the covering because it is formed with a wire, with a mesh that holds it in its shape. Saw a thing on Facebook that said if you say you can't save money, well, stop eating lunch. It said most people average $15 a lunch, and I figured out I actually average 12. So if you stop eating lunch, let's say you did that 7 days a week. I know we don't, but so that means you do it all the way for 10 days worth of savings. That'd be $120. 30 days in a month. That's 3 times 120. That's $360 a month you'd save. I decided I might give that a try. So one of the things that the first things you do when you start saving money is you eat ramen noodles. Those get old quick, and then you start making sandwiches. Well, it turns out I can buy this 3-pound thing for a lot less than what I would take to buy 3 pounds of sliced meat. I'll throw up a comparison here in a second. But and it said, so I thought I'd try this. I'm gonna rub this with a brown sugar rub, which we'll make first, and then we'll rub it.
Now let's talk savings. Let's take this Deli Fresh smoked turkey breast, 9 ounces, on sale for $3.99. Let's do the math. 9 ounces goes into 48 ounces, 5.33 times. 5.33 times $3.99 equals $21.27. Now, let's look at the frozen turkey breast that we smoked ourselves. It's approximately 3 pounds, costs $3.19 per pound, 3.19 ounces. That comes out to $9.83 for the turkey. $21.27 minus $9.83 is a savings of $11.44, or just over 50%. See, you can save 50% of the money making your own, and it tastes the way you want it to.
It's time to put together the rub. The rub starts off with 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, followed by 1 tablespoon of parsley flakes, 1 teaspoon of sweet paprika, half a teaspoon of dry mustard, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, pepper, and ginger. I've already mixed all 3 together in this cup. Okay, and we whisk. course, the brown sugar is going to be clumped. Other than that, everything else should go together really well. So I'll finish getting this all integrated, and then we'll put it on the bird. Okay, here's the rub we made. Got it all mixed together and stuff, all the different stuff in there. And we're just going to pack it on top of this, on top of the mesh and everything. So put a little bit on here, and that's why I'm doing it in this pan, so that I can just keep, when it falls off, I don't lose anything. And cover it as closely as you can. I mean, cover most of it as you can. The amounts that I used were for just one 3-pound turkey breast. So if you want to do more than that, you'll have to double or triple the amounts. Okay, it's rubbed. Salt's already beginning to pull out some of the moisture. You really want to let this at least set for 1 hour. 4 would be better, but 1 hour will put a little flavor in it. 4 will put more. Let's go set up the smoker, and I'll be back. Green Mountain Grills at $199, 200. There it goes. Time to put on the turkey. Everything I found about these, they said you should cook them in a pan. I don't know, even on a smoker. So I'm gonna leave it in the pan. Here it goes onto the smoker. There she goes. Should take about 2.5 hours to cook. Says it's at 165. Let's go check and see. Well, the instant read confirmed that it is at 165 internally, maybe even 167. Time to take her inside and let her start cooling down. Inside, gonna let it come up, let it sit for about an hour or so, and then stick it in the refrigerator so it cools off. Not gonna cut it till it cools off to 40 degrees or so. It smells so wonderful. It smells so sweet and so good. I'm looking very forward to tasting it. But that's still a few hours away. It's filling the whole house with the smell. It's awesome. Here is the turkey breast. Sat in the refrigerator all night, getting cold, so that we can slice it. Now I just gotta get this mesh off of it. Okay, got the mesh off of it. A little harder than I expected it to be. I'm going to cut this into thirds. That way I can portion them out and, as I need them. So I'm thinking right about there. Look at that. Perfectly cooked. And then I'm thinking about right there. Once again, nicely cooked. Okay, this one and this one are going to get individually wrapped and vacuum sealed. And then this one I'm going to slice right now. Gonna cut this down into cold cuts. Those are a little bit thick, but oh, wow, that's really good. Now you've made all this wonderful lunch meat. how do you store it? Well, you can store the short-term stuff that you've already sliced in one of two ways. I've got actually something that some other sliced meat came in. It's got a pretty tight top. I'm going to take about half of it, stick it in there, and then just stick it down here, and I like to pull up one corner and push in what it does it, and it kind of forms a suction so not a lot of air can get in there. The other way, the better, probably more long term, is one of these what's called fresh saver bags. It's actually got a zip top, bottom top, but you can suck the air out right there. And that's what I'm going to do with the rest of this. One thing you got to be worried about here is if you leave them too long like this, the meat will kind of fuse back together, so you gotta kind of recut it. You just turn it off. They sell these with a little pump thing, but mine broke, but I don't really care because actually this works on it as well. So. And there you go, just like you would get it in the store, except not as pretty. So, really short term. This should last a week to 10 days, you know, with almost no degradation. And then for the long term stuff, I'm going to take these and freeze them again. So, that just goes in here like this. Be two noises. One will be letting the suction off, and the other one will be the clamp opening up. So there's the letting out the suction. And there it is. And that's completely, you know, airtight. You can put it in the freezer and there'll be no freezer burn. You know, so one of them put in back in the freezer, one of them in the lowest part of your refrigerator. This one, you know, for in the bin, and then this one ready to eat at any time. Well, that's it for this edition of the Gadget Griller. This is actually going to be the first of 4 money-saving ideas I have. The next one's going to be brisket 3 ways, where I turn one brisket into corned beef, pastrami, and jerky. Look forward to those. See you next time.